Welcome to my Halloween special. Prepare yourself, for I am to do unspeakable things. Dastardly, corny, and retarded things like this. Welcome to the top 5 bosses that make me want to punch something. I've already headbutted you before. And no way I'm going to punch you. That'd fucking hurt. Hey, look at you, the bad guy.
In 1959, Mrs. Mabel Shinnery was visiting her mother's grave with her husband. While she was there, she decided to take a few pictures of the gravesite, then decided to take one of her husband who was waiting for her in the car. Much to their amazement, when they got the photos developed, they were shocked to find a figure sitting in the back seat. Mrs. Shinnery immediately recognized this figure to be her dead mother. I talked about this thing once, and I wasn't even going to include it in the list, but fuck that! This stupid cocksucking ballfucker can kiss my ass, so a little recap. You just finished navigating the Dark Vortex Future's big and confusing labyrinth. You've struggled and survived up until this point in an effort to find the asteroid's last 2 globes and continue the game. Then you reach the globe holder. To beat this thing, you have to sing and dash into it until it gets loose, then you must smash it into the walls to weaken it. But these blue balls are doing some nasty nice things to it. Blue balls. I see what they were going for with this stage. Now, if you saw that review, I talked about the sky tides and how much of a pain in the ass it is to navigate because of the way Echo controls. In fact, I think it went a little something like this. Honestly, I don't know what I hated more, the slow retry deaths or the quick and constant fuck-ups just eating at me. Falling and falling and flinging and falling and fuck off. His control was the main focus of those stages and what made them a frustrating part of the game to play through because you're constantly fucking up. And you're gonna fuck up a lot. A whole lot, and you're gonna say stupid shit like this. You dirty fucking cocksucking motherfucking piece of shit bitch! It's the same idea with the globe holder. Now, you can't fall off the stage. That'd just be cruel. But you can and will have a hell of a time getting this thing to smash into the walls enough times to kill out the blue balls that heals it, as well as having to dodge it while it tries to smash and crush you right after. The biggest problem is the control. It's something you wouldn't think would be the case, but it is. You see this here? I'm doing my best not to continue circling it. No, I want you to smash and bust the ball, damn it! Quit swimming around it, you dumbass! Did I just call myself a dumbass? Okay, I get it. Echo is supposed to be hard, but my god, it wears on your nerves when you keep dying or you lose your momentum and the fucking thing heals itself completely. After a while, I just don't want to play anymore. You can go fuck off now, on to the next pick. In 1891, Sybil Corbett took a picture of the Combermere Abbey Library. When developed, there was a faint outline of a person who was believed to be Lord Combermere. Combermere died in 1891, having been struck and killed by a horse-drawn carriage. While Sybil was taking this photograph, Lord Combermere's funeral was taking place 4 miles away. You know, Nintendo has this creepy obsession with evil doppelgangers. Link has one, Kirby has one, Captain Falcon has one too, even Mario and Luigi have one. But apparently the plumber wasn't good enough to have just one through Wario, so they decided to give him another one in Sunshine. In comes Bowser. Oh, you didn't know that. You do now. If you didn't know by now that him and Shadow Mario are the same, then I'm sorry, but you're under a bigger rock than I am. Spoilers! You should have known better. Okay, that was mean. I'm not sorry though, because why was Shadow Mario even a thing for as long as it was in this game? I mean, I get it at the beginning. It was to build some suspense for the story, but after it was revealed to be Junior, why do we continue to see this asshole in this form? This boss fight, if you can even call it that, is hands down probably the worst boss in the Mario series. Super Mario Sunshine had some issues, but bosses were not one of them. They were all interesting, distinct, and provided a decent challenge, but what the hell happened here? You fight this guy a total of 12 times if you don't count Mecha Bowser, and every time it's the same thing. You run after him and spray water. That's it. Nothing ever changes. He doesn't try to change things up to beat you. In fact, he doesn't even attempt to kill you. Junior always runs away and never actually tries to attack you. The only way you're gonna get hit is if you accidentally run into him. This was such a missed opportunity to really show what Bowser Jr. was made of in his debut. Instead, they just turned him into this guy. If there's anything good I can say is that these sessions don't last long. I don't know, I tried. I really tried. Oh my, did I try. Terry Ike Clanton took this photo of his friend at the Boot Hill Graveyard in Tombstone, Arizona. After getting it developed, they saw what appears to be a thin man in a dark hat. By height, the man appears to be either legless, kneeling, or rising up out of the ground. According to Clanton, what was originally thought to be a tie, the figure is now believed to be holding a knife. Resident Evil's been on quite the roller coaster these last few years, but before the fan favorite Resident Evil 6, There was Resident Evil 5 that became that fork in the road that separated fans from classic and modern. But for what it's worth, Resident Evil 5 was a pretty good game. Not a good Resident Evil game, but still not bad overall. And it was clearly intended to end in a big way. And I don't think you can get any more outrageous than the final fight taking place in an active volcano. But this is stuff you've heard before. The roid-filled boulder punching his way to safety especially. I still can't believe that's a thing. I headbutted that fucking chimney twice and I wanted to cry each time. And this guy's moving boulders. Video game logic, you can go fuck yourself. But I'm not here to talk about these memes. Even though I just talked about it. No, we're here to talk about this guy. Albert Wesker is probably one of the best examples of a cool video game character. The guy's evil, he's a dick, cunning, and he's the main series villain. He was the puppet master behind the scenes, controlling or having a hand at just about everything that happened. The build-up for him in Resident Evil 4 and Umbrella Chronicles was promising, and even when they made him corny in the fights with him leading up to the finale, you still like fighting the guy. But then this happens.
Jesus Christ! Whoa! Oh, fuck! No! Get off the fucking stream! I did not click on this! I did not sign up for this fucking bad porn!
What the fuck happened here? This is Wesker, not some weird ass shit you see from Japan, but that's the least of my worries because this boss fight is frustrating. The shit this game makes you go through to actually start fighting this guy is so confusing, and while I don't normally have a problem with co-op in this game, this part is the exception because Chev is a fucking idiot in this fight. But I think the biggest reason why I hate this fight is because how much of an asshole it makes you feel once you realize how easy it is to beat Wesker. So you know what? No. I refuse to give this game the good ending. Hey, doing it this way prevents Resident Evil 6. This was actually the good ending in disguise. Haha, I see now. You're pretty crafty, Capcom. This photograph was taken by Denise Russell of her grandmother on August 17th, 1997. It wasn't until 3 years later that she noticed a mysterious man standing behind her grandmother. When she took a closer look, she realized that it looked identical to her grandfather. Why is that strange? Her grandfather died on August 14th, 1984, more than 13 years before this picture was taken. As seen here, the resemblance is pretty similar. In my opinion, Sonic Generations is the best 3D Sonic game going. You can feel the love and effort that was put into this game to make it really special for Sonic's 20th anniversary. It gave us hope that Sega was finally doing good by the Blue Hedgehog. Then we get Sonic Last World. You fucking assholes. This game did so many things right. The classic Sonic stages were fun, the 3D stages were amazing, especially when we got to see the Genesis levels in a way we never got to before. And the boss and rival fights felt epic than ever before, despite the drop in difficulty for some. You didn't care though, because it tugged on your heartstrings and made you crack a big smile whenever you witnessed all the remixes this game had to offer from your childhood. But there was one boss fight that just shattered that smile and tried to be something the complete opposite of what the rest of the game was trying to do. You know, be a lot of fun. And that soul sucker was a time eater. In the old tradition of 3D Sonic games, they threw in a final boss where you get to play as Super Sonic to finish things off. Now in the other games, it was always a fun little way to end things. It empowered you and made you feel unstoppable. But in Sonic Generations, not so much. In fact, I still know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing here. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or if this is the proper way to beat him, but I find myself having to constantly push the boost button to catch up to him to even attempt to reach its core. But Sonic's control is so stiff, and as far as I know, you can't even attack him as classic Sonic. Not to mention, I find this fight very disorienting and very hard to pay attention to my surroundings. That's coming from someone who doesn't get disoriented in video games easily. Anytime I play this fight, I always feel like I'm just winging it and not progressing at all. This makes me frustrated because I start wondering, am I even doing this right? Then to top it off, you have Sonic's little buddies here with us who are constantly talking and commenting and supporting you and they never shut the fuck up! I swear this boss was a foreshadow of bad things to come. This photo, taken in 1919, was first published in 1975 by Sir Victor Goddard. It is a group portrait of Goddard's squadron that served in World War I. An extra ghostly face can be seen behind one of the airmen. It is believed to be the face of Freddie Jackson, an air mechanic that had been accidentally killed by an airplane propeller 2 days earlier. His funeral had taken place the day this photo was taken, and members of the squadron easily recognized his face as Jackson's. It has been suggested that Jackson, unaware of his death, decided to show up in the group photo. Ah, Eternal Darkness. Everyone's favorite horror game that always gets overlooked. I love it and more people should too. This game had a lot of good ideas going for it. The bosses, not so much. In fact, throughout the game there was only 2 real bosses, and the most disappointing one by far was the Greater Guardian. This fight had so much build up to it. You get a cutscene seeing Pius summon the beast that towers over and you think, uh-oh, I gotta fight that thing? That's gonna be a pretty epic fight. Then you take your turn as Paul Luther as he battles his way through the cathedral to fight the darkness at hand. Soon after, we reach its tomb and look what happens. Oh yeah, don't forget this. Yeah, when you see this, you get the feeling that you're gonna have quite the battle on your hands once you do have to fight it. So fast forward then, we take control of Peter. Probably the biggest weenie we get to play as in this game. We had to finish what Paul clearly couldn't. Like, clearly. That's one of the most quick and brutal deaths out there. And the battle begins, and oh boy, more balls! Even blue ones too! Ugh, is this the big bad boss that you guys were trying to hype up? Don't look all that tough to me. He first starts shooting you with glowing balls, which I seriously doubt anyone is going to take seriously, and you have to shoot him with your magic shot spell. Now in the first phase, it's not too bad. You can do it pretty easily. The same cannot be said for phase 2. In this phase, the Black Guardian will summon 3 zombies at a time, and you have to use your magic shot to connect with the zombies to hit them, or kill the zombies and hope you have enough time left to hit it when its guard is down. This is the most frustrating part of the fight, because you can't be too close to it, or it'll try and stop it, or in Zelotop's case, shoot you. Which in itself is something you want to avoid, but it also kills that opening you have to attack instantly. So you're pretty much stuck with having to have your shot connect with the zombies first. The problem is, it doesn't always reach the Black Guardian. So you pretty much have a little bit of luck to it that can kiss my ass. And lastly, the final phase forces you to be right under it, so you have to dodge its attacks until you can summon your magic enough times to finish it off. The biggest problem I have with this fight is simply because of how disappointing and easy it was. For 1/4 of the game, they were really building this creature up that you're eventually gonna have to fight, and when you actually do so, you find out it's honestly nothing special. Except for phase 2, that can go fuck its hat.
But I am not done with this game. That's right. You're about to leave the realm of your reality and jump into the veil of darkness. Are you prepared to face your... Be prepared! Because you're about to face your fears, and you might not make it back with your sanity intact. Are you ready?
Hey, we're not done Halloween yet. Far from it. My fans don't have to wait. You can watch part 2 right now. But if you need a breather, and I know this is getting old and redundant, but it helps me out, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook for more of me. That's actually kind of scary to think about. I don't even want more of me.